Hello everybody, this is Mr. Nardelli. I'm going to be talking to you today about subtracting mixed numerals. Now, when you subtract, if you have common denominators and the top fractional part is greater than the lower fractional part, it's just a matter of subtracting. But I'm going to show you two different ways, depending on the number you get. For example, if I have 4 and 3/20 minus 1 and 4/5, I obviously have to find my common denominator. So, first thing I'm going to do is, and I'm going to be bringing this across, bear with me, put my whole numbers. I don't want to forget my whole numbers. And my common denominator is 20. So I will make my fractional parts. 3/20 becomes 3/20, obviously. And 4/5, I say 5 times 4 is 20, so 4 times 4 is 16. Now notice, I cannot subtract 3/20 minus 16/20. So I'm going to do a little bit of a trick here, and what I'm going to do is first, let me scooch it over, borrow one whole one from the 4, so that becomes 3. And then my new numerator is going to be 20 plus 3. So it's going to be 23 over 20. What I actually did is the one that I borrowed from 4 becomes 20/20, and I added it to 3/20. But a real quick way of doing it is 1 less than the whole number becomes 3. Add the old numerator and denominator, 23, and then bring the 20 across. Now, this fraction, just bring it across because you don't want to do the same thing. You want to just subtract. Now I'm going to subtract 23 minus 16. Oh, let's get this square out of the way. 23 minus 16 becomes 7/20, and then 3 minus 1 becomes 2. And I would simplify 7/20 if needed, but in this case, no, I don't need to, so my answer is 2 and 7/20. Okay, now when we look down here, I'm going to take a whole number minus a mixed numeral. I cannot just call this 3 and 5/8. That's not my answer, because right after this 4, there is actually 0/8. So I'm going to have to borrow again. So the 4 becomes a whole number of 3. Kind of ignore that answer down there. And the 1 that I borrowed, I'm going to make a fraction equivalent to 1. But I'm going to use this denominator here. So I'm going to call it 8/8. So I'm going to get 3 and 8/8. And then I'll subtract 1 and 5/8. Now I can subtract 8 minus 5 is 3/8. 3 minus 1 is 2. So you need to do that. Don't accidentally do 4 minus 1 is 3 and then call it 3 and 5/8. If you need anything, feel free to email me at nardelli.efsc@gmail.com. Thanks.